So I got an email back from my publisher. I sent in pretty much a lot of the books of the Old Testament yesterday, and when I sent in Malachi, I asked, should you want should I continue on, or should I kind of wait for you to catch up to where I am? And my editor said, no, keep going with the New Testament. We're going to start on our end by the end of September. Still dealing with some fall releases, and they said they want the book done or ready, hopefully by the end of the year, which is possible. Now, saying that, the book will be ready for print, possibly, by the end of the year, but the book won't be printed, manufactured, and ready for publishing and sale by the end of the year. So we will have a release date by then. So, saying that, many, I don't know how long ago, but every time my publisher phone, they keep mentioning one publicity, which I'm nervous about because I'm not sure what that means. They mentioned a book tour. I'm not sure what a book tour is. I know one example they did is they had one of their authors appear on the Ellen DeGeneres show. So, I'll be appearing on television, possibly traveling around Canada. I'm going to need a passport. I don't have a passport. Can't afford a passport yet. I'm also diabetic and on medication, so I'm not sure how that's going to work if they take me on tour for a long time. My standards, anyways. 3 months may not seem a long time. It's a long time to me. I don't know how that's going to work. And they also mentioned releasing digital formats of my book that's already been completed on both our ends. Just simply, for one, to get sales up, to get the word out, to get royalties in, and to get publicity even more now. I was a bit hesitant to do that at first because, releasing digital formats, one book of the Blasphemous Bible at a time. How much would it cost digitally per book? And how would it work? Because, I don't buy digital books. I buy physical copies. And, selling Genesis through Malachi one book at a time. $2 per book seems at best overpriced for the books that are worth possibly that amount, and an absolute ripoff for books that are like a chapter long or 4 chapters long. Saying that, releasing the entire Old Testament, I don't really have that much of a problem with in regards to it being not a physical release, a digital release. I don't want my book being released physically until it's the complete work. Digitally, I don't mind, doing chunks at a time if it keeps my publisher happy and what have you. But if we're going to release a digital portion, I want it to be the entire Old Testament and not, the Pentateuch and chunks the like. The Old Testament might be released by Christmas, digitally. I have no idea what the price is going to be because, again, I don't buy books digitally. The New Testament, I'm not sure when that will be ready for releases or in regards to publishing and manufacturing and sales. They again might release a digital format, might release it digitally, and then later on have it be available physically. I don't know how this process works. I don't manufacture books or magazines or reading material of any kind. The closest thing I've come to this is manufacturing cardboard cores and tubes for a factory, which I fucking hated. I do have a lot of stores to keep in stock. Amazon, Kohl's. If Kohl's is still around, I'm not sure. Barnes & Noble, Chapters Indigo. But again, I don't know. That they do have to keep them in stock as far as physical books are, but I don't know. With the new age of technology, I don't know the ratio of physical to digital other than digital is way higher than I'm aware of. I don't know if it's as high as I am giving it, assuming it is, but everything is digital now. Most people don't buy movies, they stream them. You can rent movies off YouTube and the PlayStation Network. You can buy movies and seasons digitally online. The same is true for video games, the same is true for books. Now, movies and video games that kind of lump into the same category because they are entertainment media, they're entertainment. Books are also entertainment, but I can't stand digital reading when it comes to books. So I buy all my books in physical format. I'm old school like that, I'm stubborn like that. And even I know the times they are changing, and it's no longer that they're changing, it's that they've already changed. I just don't know how much. So I am going to say this might be a possibility, what have you. My book might be ready for a digital release by Christmas or the end of the year. I'm not sure. And so I sincerely doubt there will be a full digital release. It'll probably just be the Old Testament, depending on how my publisher wants to go. And then there's, the tour and publicity and what have you, which I don't know how it works, and I don't know how much it's going to cost me. If it costs me, I don't know if it's expensive, pays the expense, or they credit the expense and take it off my royalties. I don't know. My book will be soon. My book will be ready to be published by the end of the year, but won't be published in full at the very least by the end of the year. That I have sincere doubts it will be, but again, we might release it in box or digitally, the Old Testament, and then what have you. My pleasure keeps, every time they phone, they keep mentioning different ways to get it released and ways to get it published and digitally and the like, and what have you. They have publicity, message, stunts, for lack of a better term, I don't know. Anyways, they want me to continue doing the New Testament, and I'm already got a good portion of Matthew done. I'm not sure how soon I'll have the Old Testament finished, because the Old Testament is significantly short. As I said, I am above 80% of the way done the entire Bible. And the New Testament, after Acts and Romans, gets significantly shorter as far as the lengths of the actual books go. And then there's Revelations, which is long and meaty. I'll keep you updated in regards to progress both on my end and, more importantly, my publisher's end. They're, I guess, getting over the aftermath of the fall releases, and if they haven't yet, they'll get started on their end in regards to editing my book. I'm just not sure how quickly I'm going to get their versions or their edits back for my approval. And I'm not sure how much they're going to send, because they said mentioning it in blocks. So, I don't know how big the blocks are. If they do it one book at a time, I might get a book a week. Depending. If they do it in blocks, I might get 5 to more than a dozen at a time. I don't know. It also depends on how much they edit on their end. Because before, when it was Old English, it took forever to edit, and now that we're switching from a more modern English just to the official reason being make it more accessible to the readers, the unofficial reason just to get the damn thing edited quickly and ready. I don't know how quickly that is going to speed things up on their end, and I don't know how much I have to do on my end to get it to make it more easier for them, because I haven't received any criticism from them. But it is at least easier, and thus it shall be shorter. We'll see. We'll see how much they can accomplish and how quickly they get accomplished on their end, and we'll see about whether or not there is going to be an early release of the Old Testament or what have you in regards to it being released digitally. And then the publicity and the like, which I'm nervous about. I will keep you updated. I'm rambling. I got work to do. I want to get Matthew done soon. Take care, everybody. Have yourselves a good day. And bye.